Hi guys, what's up? Welcome to Tiger MILF Podcast. I meet amazing people from you.
Oh, good. I'm
Yeah,
glad.
I met Bobby from you.
Yeah.
I saw Bobby one time a long time ago at the comedy store. I was standing there. He was walking towards it. I said, "Hi, Bobby." He's like, "Yeah, I saw your videos. Keep doing what you do."
Yeah. I think you guys are kind of cut from the same cloth a little
Yeah,
bit.
I think so.
Yeah. You have a very it's like I can't even describe it, but there's a lot of pressure on the inside of your body and it needs to come out in the form of comedy.
Yeah, I think so. We are very lucky to have you, both of us.
High on trauma as kids. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. I think. Do you think you shock people when you talk about your childhood? People look at you and be like, "She's being a hot girl her whole life."
No,
And
I
then-
think it shocks people when I think what disturbs people the most is that I'm able to talk about like very difficult things with a very like flat affect and like with almost like no I don't know like I don't feel affected by it, right? Like or it doesn't I'm not crying while I'm telling you the story of when I got like diddled by a family member. And that's because like I've intellectualized it. I've been in therapy for a long time. So I'm able to talk about it, but it doesn't mean I'm like in my feelings about it,
Yes.
But no, it's kind of I I talk a lot about my shit because I think especially in the Asian community, it took a long time for us to talk about our shit.
Yeah.
And if anything at all, if there's any big takeaway from Tiger Belly when it's long over, I hope that people can look back at it and be like, you know what? I think that was one of the first moments that, like, at least Asians were really fucking calling out their family structures and saying all the bad things that happen and like calling out like our parents, our grandparents, our fucking abusers. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like, you talk about
Yeah.
nothing will compare probably to how fucked up yours was, but my childhood was definitely not you know what I mean, like picture perfect one.
But it's amazing that you were able to go to therapy, because it's very hard for us to go to therapy at the beginning, because therapy is not a choice. Our parents be like, no, that's stupid. But you went through it and you talked about it, and people can see there's another side. I can come out. I can be a successful badass bitch and still face my trauma and be at ease with it.
Right.
And we can actually do that. And I actually, for a long time, I did not believe in therapy. I saw that's for people who's weak.
Yeah, you just want to white knuckle through everything.
Yeah,
It's like,
and-
no, I can do this on my own.
I always think I can do it. And whenever I see somebody said over those things, I'm just disgusted. Like, you are so weak and disgusting. Until it I'm like, why are you so weak? Like, yes, just stop crying about it like a bitch. And then all the trauma start building up. And then to the one point after I had my son, I got to the point that I had this major fight with my husband and my mom. And I was smiling. I said, I think it's time for me to go.
Oof.
To kill myself. I wasn't even angry. I said, actually, that's the best solution.
Yeah.
I tried everything and I'm gonna kill myself.
I can definitely relate to that. So, full disclosure, I mean, I've talked about it on my shows and stuff. Like, the reason that I was even forced into therapy to begin with was because I had multiple suicide attempts when I was in high school. Like, I came from the Philippines to LA as a teenager, and I just was not I wasn't adapting to my environment well.
It's the hardest thing.
It was
As a teenager?
it was too much. I had a ailing father. He was like actively dying. I had a mom who really was not, like we were all just so fucking lost in this new country that was supposed to be the best thing that happened to me. And I just found it to be very like lonesome. I could not like culturally like adapt to a lot of things. And so I was miserable. And so I was forced into therapy because I had a couple suicide attempts. I ended up in a couple psych hospitals, BHC twice and once in Torrance. And like, yeah, that feeling of like, I'm not even sad and I'm not even happy. I'm just ready to be gone. I'm apathetic. And I think people mistake like, when they think about depression, they think about someone who is just crying and sad and blue. It's like, no, that's not how I am when I'm depressed. When I'm depressed, I'm apathetic. I can't even cry. I can't even feel, there's nowhere to go. I can't even be in my feelings at all. I just don't give a fuck.
You are a problem solver.
I am a
That's your personality.
Yeah.
You don't fuck around. You're like, if I choose this, I solve the problem.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna bitch about it. Oh my God. I
Yeah.
feel the same way.
Yeah. And that's a really scary place to be.
Because you carry so much responsibility. Because how you grow up, everybody else's needs come before you. You carry the responsibility to make sure everything's good for everybody.
100%. I was in the Philippine national team by the time I was like 10 years old. And,
my God.
you know, my family relied on my sister and I to be high performing athletes because the government gave us money. And so we came to America for that, right? Because her and I were supposed to be these like, you know, carry on with being like, you know, athletes for the Philippines. And shit just got fucking lonely and sad, and I wanted the fuck out of it all. And but thankfully the upside of that is I was introduced to therapy at a very young age. And if it wasn't for that, I think it maybe would have taken me longer to get into therapy as an adult, because I was like you, it's like, well, I'm strong, I can figure this shit out. And there's that taboo, especially in like, even like some of my friends now are just like, hey, they're still whispering, do you have like a therapist you can recommend? I'm like, why are you whispering?
Yeah.
Say it. It's okay.
It's like a condom. Keep you from all the cooties people are giving you.
No, exactly. Yeah.